Hello YouTube, Luigi here. Today we're going to unbox another 511 DRT spear point. .511 always gives you extra screws, I love that, and a dual Torx wrench, 2 sizes. And here it is. Looks like a cute little thing, doesn't it? Well, there's more knife here than you think. These are what they call moss green FRN scales. I think it's an OD green. Looks just like an OD green to me. You see these grooves, which are characteristic of a lot of 511 knives designed by Mike Vellekamp. It's got a tip-down, Teflon-coated black pocket clip, which is reversible to tip down left side, a lanyard hole, and you can see the opening mechanism is an oval Spidey type hole. And here's what I mean by there's more knife here than meets the eye. If you were to just look at the handle length, you'd say, oh, that's too short, I can't get all 4 fingers on it, it's got no reach. Because Vellekamp goes for these pronounced forward choils that are safe. There's no grind here. This choke-up grip, accentuated by this raised thumb ramp with jimping. You know, here's what I learned. When the thumb ramp is at such an angle where it stops your thumb dead, the jimping doesn't have to be quite so sharp. It doesn't have to bite into you to stop it because the angle of the ramp is doing that. You can see we have a spear point blade with a black oxide finish and an aggressive swedge that brings that tip to near needle-like piercing. Look at that. That's what a swedge does for you. It thins down the tip for better piercing. This really isn't a big knife. You know, it isn't a big knife, and yet if you choke back here, your blade is so forward, this gives you enhanced reach if you happen to be in a tactical situation. This gives you better grip in a normal cutting type situation. Which brings us to use category. What would you use a knife like this for? Well, it's got a great size for and thinness of carry for EDC. This is a great EDC blade. It really is. And with the 2 grip options, if you're doing closer work, more detailed work, this choke-up grip, I prefer it. I really prefer the choke-up grip. What else can you use this for? Well, it's got some belly on it, and it's got some breadth on it, and some might be tempted to use this as a skinner. I don't see why not. This can also serve as a skinner. So the hand feel, you see this sculpted groove here. The hand feel, for me, in the choke-up grip is excellent. Not so great here because I can't get my 4th finger on it. But the hand feel in the choke-up grip with that pronounced forward choil is really, really good. It's got a liner lock. And it might be 60%. Okay? You can see it's an inset liner lock in this scale. And the other side has an inset liner as well for strength. So there's a little bit of weight here, which I don't know what the weight is. Let's look at the length here. What do we have? If I put 0 here at the end of the plastic, we have a 2 3/8 inch blade and a 3 7/8 inch handle. In centimeter land, that would be a 6.5 centimeter blade, 10 centimeter handle. Now, I don't usually do this, but this, yeah, I can't. The overall length is 6.5. Okay. All right. Interesting knife. Let's look at the centering. Boy, that's spot on, isn't it? You see that? That's really good. It's got flow-through construction. No spacers or anything. We talked about the lanyard hole. The graphics, I like when the graphics does this because Maxpedition does this too. See the 511 there? It's just low relief in the scale. And Maxpedition, which by the way is a competitor of 511, interesting, does the same thing. They don't scream the name at you, billboard style. It's there and it's subtle. Speaking of that, let's see what markings are on the blade. This side says 511 with the 511 Tactical Square logo. This side says Blade Tech, which is the outfit where Mike Vellekamp is. Mike Vellekamp is the designer here, and it clearly says Mike Vellekamp Design. And on the tang it says, here's where I get into glare problems. Now, I don't know if I can bring it into focus, to tell you the truth. So I'll just read it to you. It says AUS 8 and China. Fabricated in China for 511 Tactical. There you see it. Now, it occurs to me that he's able to give you a lot of reach on a knife with a short blade, and that this may be applicable and may even have been designed for countries where there are length limitations on the blade. But if you go back to here, you got a lot of reach on a knife with a pretty short blade. In fact, I've heard this called the Little Big Knife series for 511, designed by Vellekamp. There are other blade configurations. It's basically the same handle. One is called the Min Pin, and one is a dead flat Warncliffe type blade. So there's at least two others of these that I'm aware of, and they come in different scale colors. Now, you know how you can recognize a Ken Onion or a Rick Hinderer or an R.J. Martin knife. Certain designers have certain signatures that set them apart. You know, a month ago I didn't know what 511 was, and now I own 3 of them. And there's a characteristic distinction in this gentleman's design philosophy that really appeals to me in terms of ergonomics. This sway back pistol grip bulbous end is, I find, extremely comfortable. You see the finger grooves. He usually gives you a choice of grips. This handle length is so long. There's so much real estate here that you can choke up to here or you can choke back to here. It doesn't matter. You still have a 4-finger grip. And this is sort of, this sway back bulbous end characteristic of his is something I really like. Okay, Mike Vellekamp designs knives for 511 Tactical, and we just took an up-close and personal look at the DRT spear point with its black oxide coating on the blade. Okay, everybody, God bless you. Take good care. Stay safe out there. Bye-bye.